Hey guys, here's a new video. Hey, I'm sorry that it took me so long to do this, but a lot of things have come out about this just in this week alone. It's weird. I have answers now. I can, not only do I have answers, I can show you things that we've never seen before. I can show you what our planet used to look like. I could show you the order in which it ruptured, because believe it or not, we live on a planet that has ruptured and increased in size. And it's written in the surface features. It was always in front of me, is always in front of all of us. And for some reason, we could not see it. It's the craziest thing. And I mean, I've been working on this for years. And now that I've found it, it doesn't even make sense that I couldn't see it before. So this video here I actually made before a bunch of these breakthroughs, but at the end I'm going to throw something in there that's completely different from what you guys usually see me do. And I'm also going to show you, I'll show you part of what the earth used to look like. And it's mind-blowing, to say the least. And it's crazy. I mean, it's weird because everything now adds up. When I look at the surface features, everything makes sense now. Everything has to be what I'm showing you has to be right. It has to be right. And unfortunately, plate tectonics is well, I guess some of it's right because there's the movement that they're seeing, but beyond that, it's completely off, completely backwards from what really happened. And I can prove that in this video too, without a doubt. And my claims can, anybody that wants to take a shot at them, to discredit them, is more than welcome. But so, like I said, this video was actually made before a lot of these breakthroughs, but it's still correct. But I'm going to add something to the ending that wasn't there before, that I could have never put there before today. So I hope you guys like the video. Just give it a chance. It's correct in what I'm showing you, and I know it is. And in the end, it'll be worth it. Just by looking at things, if you just take a look at the planet before I even show you alignments, you can just take a look at Antarctica and you can almost see that it is rotating but frozen in the moment. You know, they put this on here right not too long ago, and I don't know if it's just to make it harder to see certain things or what. I don't know. You would think that, okay, it wasn't like that. This wasn't on here before, right? So you got some people that put together Google Earth. Does it even make sense that they would do all this work and they'd say, oh, screw this, we ain't got time to finish this off. All we really need to do is match the color here and just paint it. Just it would take like 2 seconds. Why the hell would they leave that like that? They do realize that the whole world uses this program, right? It doesn't even make sense. That's the problem with our modern science. It doesn't even make sense anymore. You know, and it's weird because you got these new crop of people that just believe whatever the science tells them. Whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll believe it. But I guess that's for another video. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that if you look at Antarctica, you got things that are rotated like a propeller on an airplane, and it looks as if it came to a screeching halt. I mean, you could even see that it's swept through here, right? It's cleared. You don't have the turbulence that you can see right here. When I look at this object right here, I see turbulence matching these islands. Okay, these are volcanoes. Why would there be ripples in line with these volcanoes? Is it flowing lava this way? Or maybe something else is happening. You know, you got ripples here matching these features also, as if stuff is just flowing out at one moment. I mean, okay, in plate tectonics, everything moves slowly, but this looks like something that moved quickly and is frozen in the moment. Literally just locked, just came to a screeching halt. And you can see that you can get the impression that this is spinning like an egg beater when it was not frozen. And it does look like it has something to do with these islands, with the spacing across. They seems very similar to the spacing here. And then you got these crisscross patterns, which makes me think that this is spinning when it stops. And what I do is I'll take this image and I'll show you where it matches other areas on the planet, suggesting that they're related. But it's weird because you look at these ripples and you see them going downwards towards Antarctica. You see this stuff going towards Antarctica. You see these bending and going either towards Antarctica or going deep below Antarctica. And then when you follow these lines out, they go to features on our planet. In plate tectonics, they don't look at this like that. They look at this as some kind of seafloor spreading, whatever. These are, you can come up with millions of stuff, what this is. But when I look at it, it looks like something was spinning, bent, and snapped off like a rope, or something that just snapped away towards Antarctica. Then you got these features look like air bubbles, but they're not. They're just I guess maybe volcanoes. I'm assuming, but a billion of them in line, going like this. Here's a subduction zone, going underneath the subduction zone and coming back out the other side, right on, and it keeps on going up to these other I guess volcanoes, splattered all over the bottom of the ocean in the patterns that resemble rotation and debris being tossed out from rotation. These are images. I know that they want to call them other things, but these are obviously images of something enormous, some kind of energy here. We got frozen in the moment of rotation. You could tell something's just coming right out, and it's like a giant wave. You could see that what happens if, when at the core of the planet, this is actually not two-dimensional and flattened, but three-dimensional and more like a giant wave or something like that. You can see by looking at this stuff that there's a lot going on here. You can see that I would call this rotation. I would call this spinning and something flowing, baby. You got tighter rotation. Maybe a smaller core is growing. I'm not sure. I see rotation because I see crisscrossing here. You got that going that way, and you got this coming underneath. I think it's crisscrossing. I think something broke off from this side. Like that, right there. You see, this looks like spinning, and then something snapped away, and you can see the release of energy, or particles, or whatever you think of. You can see this again, something spinning. And you can see something spinning here. It looks like it's rotating. And then you got your J, like it did a U-turn. Very much like this. And this is what makes me think of a rupture, because it looks like the outer skin of a baseball. What I want to do is I want to take some images and overlay them and show you guys what I consider matching. I'm going to start with this strange looking feature of what I think is rotation. Okay, so here we have the North America, and now I have that feature that's from Antarctica, and I'm going to bring it in, and you're going to see that it strangely starts to fit in just about anywhere you put it, because I believe this is like a fingerprint of the creation of our planet, which is then embedded in the surface features of the planet. And as I bring this in, you'll see that there's a pointed area here, pointed area there. I'll bring this in. You can see it's lining up. Oh, it's right here, I mean, right there. And you can see that this really does play into these underlying features. You got the Central Basin here in California. You can see how that fits in, and then what really gives it away is these ripples right here. And you see these ripples below. You can see how they match up. They're the same distance apart. When I line them up, they interplay with each other. It's because they're related. I'm claiming that the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone Park, and the California Basin are related to each other by the process that created them. And just like the other overlays, I'll show you what that looks like when I overlay the Grand Canyon and the California Basin. Here's the thing, is that a long time ago I noticed that the Grand Canyon was the same length as the width of the California Basin. So I made overlays, and I was shocked by how they fit. Okay, before I get to the Grand Canyon overlay with the California Basin, I wanted to show you a quick thing here. I got the two North Americas here. What is happening is this one's centered on Southern California, and then this is the northern part. It's been rotated so that it's a straight-on shot. This is for accuracy. And now I've showed you how this matches up, you know, and cruises along and continues to match up. So let me just, not only that, but it matches up when I bring it in like that. Because these are all images of the creation of the planet. So you could see how it all fits in. I showed you the ripples matching up. And then, you know, there's other things matching up here with the Grand Canyon area. But, so I'm going to take this over here and do it to the northern part, right? Here's the southern part. But the northern part now is in the middle for accuracy on the sizing. So here's the northern part coming in. You know, the triangle areas here, I can tell that if I rotate this, this will match up again, because that triangle area will match up better. Here's another triangle area. You can see it matching up through the breaking of this area. And then this is matching up over here. So you got this is actually, it's rotating, so that's why I could match it up if I reverse this too. But look, okay, so we're matching up again. Now on the other side of the Pacific Ocean is this area right here. Now look what happens when I bring it up again to the coastline of California. You can see it starts to fit in, especially when I line up these two pointed areas. But it starts to fill in more details over here. See, each one of these layers will fill in a detail that the other one didn't, and give you more of a story about what's going on with the creation of the planet, because they're different levels or different layers of the creation. So what happens if I move it there? You see this area here and that. Let me see if I dim it down, if it'll help. Okay, I brightened it and took some of it out. But notice as I bring this pointed area in, the coastline of California starts to fit that mark right there, right here. And so does this too, with the features. Look at it starts to fill in. Okay, so there's another feature. See how it starts to fit in still? Look. You can still see that, look, it's related. There. And then I bring, you see, I mean, there's no doubt about this. And then I bring it over again, watch. Right there, see? And then if I bring it in here, I know well, it does fit again, look. It gives it that, you got this going down and then like almost like a round triangle. And you get that same effect right here. But I can tell it also needs to rotate, see? It does need to rotate, but I don't think I need to. Okay, hold on. Sorry about moving it in and out, but I'm trying to get the perfect thing right here. I think this is it. See how it kind of finishes off certain features? And then you do it again. Look, the pointed piece, and look at the fit. It's perfect. Bring it in more and it still fits. But let me bring it out and you can see how they work into each other. Get the rounded parts here lining up with the rounded parts there. It's moving in and out, and I know it's rotating around. But if this rotates around, it will rotate around that and actually kind of reveal a little bit more of what's going on. But I don't know if you're ready for that. See, look how the features fit again up there. Yellowstone Park here. This rotation right here is creating that features underneath. Okay, well, I hope I haven't bored you to tears yet. I'm going to go ahead and step this up a notch. And like I said, I already made this part of the video before I knew what I know now. Okay, I'm here to tell you that I'm making a bold statement that Yellowstone Park, the Grand Canyon, and the California Basin are made by the same process. and they're related to each other. I know that sounds insane, and nobody would ever say such a thing, but after I show you that, I'm going to take it a step bigger, and then after that, I'm going to take it another step bigger, another step I could never take before. And then I'm just going to show you some craziness, a little bit of craziness, and a glimpse in what our planet used to look like. And that's right, I said used to look like, because this planet has ruptured itself. And it may have done it more than once. And it may be doing it every so often. I don't know. But I know it's done it once, and I can prove it. Okay, so here's the Grand Canyon. And these are exact sizes. And the audio was deleted from this file, so I have to figure out what I was saying before. But you can see that what are the odds that the Grand Canyon is going to fit these features like that. You could tell the low-lying areas will fit. And you can see it's like a triple layer here. Like you got the bottom, you got the middle, and then you got that top where the mountains are. And if you could just visualize in your head an electrical discharge spinning and routing this out, you'll start to see that this image will pretty much fit almost anywhere you throw it on here. And you can see the three separate layers being responsible. You can even see the end, how the end right there, it kind of finishes off the basin. But look, as I bring it through, you can tell that these are related. And when I flip it around, because it's spinning, it fits. See right there, the bottom part. And then you can see how it looks like it finishes off the end. Even those dots right there that I just showed you, the circular images seem to match up too with the underlying lakes, features, stuff like that. Now I know that these are volcanoes and all that, but they seem to be connected to these images, despite what we've been told and what we've been taught, that these still match up. And here's the thing, they match up even better if you do it yourself. That's my thing out there. In the past, I've challenged trolls to take these overlays and prove that they don't match, and never one, not a single one of those geniuses ever tried to do that. And if they had, they would have noticed right away that these match better than what I can show you when you do it yourself. And that's just a fact. So I have zero fear of somebody coming along and claiming they can discredit me. It's just not going to happen. Because these images, do they not match? When you look at them right now, do you not see a resemblance? What's interesting is right here is Lake Tahoe, where my pointer was. And I'm going to... Now, it's trippy how that fits in there, but I think if it was flipped around, it would match even better. But look at that alignment with all the way down through the valley and everything to the coastline. You could see right by the coastline, you could see that what looks like a gouge that you could tell it's something had slid. I wish I could put my pointer on it, but you just have to see it for yourself right there where my pointer is. That slide mark, you could tell that discharge rotated and slid through, and the fingerprint is the Grand Canyon, and it matches like DNA when I overlay them. It's perfect every time. It's just because it was spinning and clearing that right out. And then you had the image of it frozen in the moment, and then water filled it up. That's what happens. These electrical gouges will get filled up with water, and then people will automatically assume that the water made that area that it's flowing through. And the same thing goes with the Amazon River. And I have something to show you with that too, that shows that they're related. Okay, as promised, here's the Amazon River. You could tell I cleared the areas around it so you could see the Amazon River. And you could tell that if you move the Amazon River over the areas around or on top of the Grand Canyon, that the Grand Canyon may be the base charge of a massive electrical discharge pattern that's been put into the surface of the features of our planet. Frozen image of the moment. And I'm not sure what I'm talking about right there, but I'm going to make some alignments here that should be, well, interesting. You can see, okay, I'm matching up. I'm pointing to the Grand Canyon. And you can see these marks that lead up to Yellowstone Park, which to me proves that they are related. Okay, as I bring this alignment in, you can see it's matching up already, and I'm not even trying to match it up yet. See how that just fits in there like a cookie cutter, like a Lego? You'd hear a snapping noise right now if these were Legos. See, the amazing thing about this overlay is that not only does it start at the Grand Canyon, but it matches all the features down to and around the Gulf of Mexico. It can't be a coincidence, and it's not. Okay, so now I want to increase this. I want to take this across subduction zones and mid-Atlantic ridges and show you even a more powerful alignment. So, are you guys ready for this? For the first time, I have answers. I can tell you certain things about this planet that nobody knows. I can tell you why these lines are here. I can tell you what these lines are. I can show you why Yellowstone Park is there. I can show you why the Grand Canyon is here, what caused it, and I already showed you what the California Basin is. It's crazy, but once you unlock this puzzle, everything just comes out. Our planet, without a doubt, has ruptured. And that's what these images are. These images are of a rupture, and I can prove that. At the same time, discrediting plate tectonics. And you can simply see where the rupture goes, right from the source. But there's also a thing, though. This is a smaller planet at one time. And let me show you something that I promise you you've probably never seen before. I guarantee it. Okay, so here you got Africa. Now, if you ever wanted to know what those lines were, you've seen how they go over to the Hawaiian Islands. Well, when I line up these features of the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone Park and the basin, when I line them up right here, first of all, you can see this ridge And you can see here, you can see that things kind of fit around as this moves in. You can see right there that the tip or the Horn of Africa is now again, like everything else, fitting up with the western part of North America. You've got the Grand Canyon lining up with these features perfectly. And then moving in. So what are these lines for? Well, they show that this came from over here, like that. See? And then from Antarctica, see how they match the ridges as it comes in here and here. And then could you imagine if this folded and this folded? So where did Australia sit? Australia's a trip because not only did it sit right about there, actually I think it sat right about in here. And you look at the features and you can see that there is, you could tell that Australia sat there at one time. No doubt about it. But it didn't just sit there. It also wrapped around. To the backside. Yeah, right about there. See where I think it rotated a little bit too to the right, but you can see the circular pattern because it wrapped literally wrapped around. These continents have been flattened out, but I didn't just come up with this out of the air, because as you can see, here's North America. And up here you can see where the Eye of Sahara would be when this rolls in, and the other side rolls down. And then you can see where South America plays in as it hooks around the Grand Canyon. And then you can bring in the rupture. Now this is getting hard to see, but it is true. You can see how it fits. Perfect. You can see if I peel some of these guys away. This guy fits right in here. And he's a triangular, like a triangle shape. And then with all that there, you have this guy, which is the other side of this. So that's why I have him turned around. Because normally it... Or wait. Yeah, I got him turned around backwards because he would be backwards on the other side. You can see how it came out. Look. Oh my god, if I can just keep this still. See it's a rupture. But these areas roll up into a round planet. This has to roll this way. This rolls this way. And then you have these openings at the polar ends. I don't know if there could be something going on here that each one of these could be a rupture at a different time. Or, I don't know. That's just something I have to figure out still. But what's cool is that when this folds around, you'll notice that these ends look similar. And I think our poles have a hole in them. I think the one up north is probably covered by debris. But I have a sinking feeling that the one in Antarctica is not covered up. And these poles, things come out. From the poles, they open up. See how it fits? You can see the images. These are actual images of the outer layer of our smaller planet on top of one another. I think it could be each one of these is a cataclysm that happened, or they might have just all came out at once, but I have a funny feeling these are multiple cataclysmic growth spurts or ruptures. There's more to come. That's just something I had to throw at you guys. I wanted you to check out. I mean, it's not the cleanest way to show you, but they do match. And they do make sense. Now the continents and the land features, they make sense when you put them on top of each other because they tell a story of Earth's past. One of ruptures from the core out. That's what the whole thing is about. And I wonder if there's something more to it. But anyways, so that's what anybody can go ahead and try to debunk this. I can hardly tell you that it is what it is. Like, I already know there's other things too going on, by the way, that I haven't talked about yet. But I just had to say something that was getting to me because I'm really antsy. I really want to get this video over with. I've made like 5 of them now that'll never see the light of day. So that's what I got to show you. Look at that alignment. Opposite sides of the planet. Look at these openings on both sides, like poles. What I didn't show you in this video, though, is what I'm going to show you in the next video. And that's going to show you, I'm going to show you how I know that this planet was ruptured. And I'm going to show you the mechanics that were behind it. And you can see it with your own eyes. I know exactly the way things came out and what order, and I'm going to show you this. And it's pretty cool that the planet would have on its own surface all the information you'd ever need to know on how it was created. It's all right there in the surface features, and it's always been there. And it's just strange that it even took me this long to see it, and even more strange that nobody really noticed it before. I mean, people have noticed it, they just didn't know what the hell to think of it. But I got something for you to see. Thanks for watching.